You're listening to the Awesomeness in Action radio show with your host, Rashana Price, the giver of awesomeness.
Welcome to the Awesomeness in Action show. I'm your host, Rashana Price.
Co-host, Tasia Chantel.
And we're excited for another great show. So this show is brought to you by Erie Success. Erie Success is our corporate sponsor that supports individuals and organizations that are looking to grow. To learn more about Erie Success, go to eriesuccess.com. That's EYRIE success.com, EYRIE success.com. And we have a new sponsor, Davenport Event Management. Davenport Event Management is where purpose-driven events come to life. If you have an event, if you are looking for consultations around planning an event, if you have a venue that you would like rented, contact Davenport Event Management. That's Davenport Event MGMT, sorry, sponsor, MGMT.com. Davenport Management, MGMT.com for more information. All right, so let's get this show started because it's summertime. It is. So for those of you that live in the north, so sorry for you. Your kids probably still have another month of school left. But those of us in the south, we are on the last 2 weeks of countdown. Whoop, whoop. I'm excited. Are you excited about your kids?
I'm excited, yeah.
Good. What's most exciting? Like what's the deal? What's the plan?
I think that the exciting part is there is no plan. That's exciting.
Go with the flow. Yeah. We talked about that a couple weeks ago, like summertime and how to do that. One of the things that I think about when I think about summer, I think about like what I'm gonna wear if I go somewhere. Now, when I'm in the house and it's cold, I still look like it's winter because it's cold with the air conditioning on. But then you go outside and it's like, okay, what am I gonna wear? So, but also what are you gonna drink? What goes together in water? I've recently been on trying to be more healthy. I'm not trying, I'm doing. So
You're in the process.
I'm in the process of making better choices for my health. And one of the things is drinking more water without like a whole bunch of extra stuff in it. So do you put fruit or anything in your water?
I have before. Consistently, no, but I have put things in my water before. And I will say it's like a tricky thing. And what I thought I would like, I didn't like. And the thing that I thought was going to be weird, I liked, which was cucumber and mint.
Pause. Okay, so what didn't you like? Because then I'm going to go through this, what you did like. Right. I really just need to know.
So I tried like, raspberries and strawberries and the berries, because I'm like, oh, that'll be good. And I did not enjoy the way it made my water taste. I much preferred the mint and the cucumber, which I did not think that that's what I would like, but I did. So
what made you even decide to choose mint and cucumber? I got a cucumber. Like I got to put that in my mind.
Well, I'll tell you why, because I went somewhere and they had mint and cucumber water. And I remember being like, oh, is that a thing? It was the first time I'd seen it. And I was like, that is weird. And I didn't try it. So then when I tried something that I just knew I would like and I didn't, I was like, well, just try the thing you thought you wasn't going to like. Yeah, and then I was surprised and I loved it.
Okay, so mint and cucumber. So is it like cucumber slices?
Yeah.
Is it mint leaves? Is it
both?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's kind of like
it's fresh.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's not right. I was going to say it's like a mojito, but it's not.
Yeah, I've never had one, but maybe it's like that.
I mean, a mojito has mint leaves in it, but it doesn't have, I don't think it's cucumber. Lime, I think is in it. Anyway, Clearly I don't know. I don't know. not my expertise. Okay, so cucumber and mint, no berries in your water. So I've been trying recently some watermelon in my water, and it's okay. Yeah. I think the thing with having fruit in your water,
okay,
maybe it's me, is as that fruit sits in the water, what is happening?
What's happening to the fruit? Yeah. Or to your water? Oh, okay.
To the fruit, like the scientist in me, you all know.
Okay, that's where you're going. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking me there, because I was like, where are you going with?
Where am I going with this? This is how the mind works, okay? So fruit rots. fruit rots.
Right.
So
And you're like rotting in my water.
That's what I think.
Right. Okay. Well, you want to know what I think?
Sure, please.
I would never put watermelon in my water because I want to eat it. That's what I was thinking.
All right, so we need to have an Instagram challenge, I think, because for all of you out here listening, it's getting to summertime. What do you put in the water? I mean, of course, we have the lemon and we have the lime, oranges. Like, what are you putting in your water, especially around summer? Maybe you're just like, I am a traditionalist. I don't need anything in my water. It is plain. Maybe you don't do fruits. Maybe it is vegetables. Cucumber, it's a vegetable, whatever. I mean, hey, this is our challenge. We want you to make sure that you go to Instagram, go to Giver of Awesomeness, find our post about this summertime event, water challenge. I'm gonna call it a summertime water challenge, and comment, post, drop your gifts, whatever you got on there, because we want to see your photos and your images and what you're tracking for summertime drinks, in terms of water and like clean stuff, right? I mean, I'm not a fan. I'm not going to say I'm not a fan. We're not sponsored by Clean Juice, but hey, Clean Juice, reach out to us. I've been to Clean Juice a couple of times and I do enjoy it. And the things that I don't think I'm going to like, I do. Typically they're green though, right? Like, so I do like pineapple in a Clean Juice drink. That's a fruit I can get down with.
Right.
So
it covers a lot of things.
Like when you have kale.
Yeah. Balance. I think it balances it really well.
Maybe.
So it's not too bitter. It's not too earthy. It brings it back, but not too far where it's super sweet.
Okay.
Because what I don't enjoy is a juice that I go in because I'm like, I want something that makes me feel like I'm doing something good. And then it tastes sweeter than my Dr. Pepper. And then I'm like, I should have just drank Dr. Pepper. Even if it's natural sugars and all that. I don't like that. I like a very balanced drink. I don't want it to be too vegetable-y, that word, or too sweet. Like I need it to be in the middle where it's just mild, where I get a little hint of both.
See, like beet juice. So beets and pineapples go well together to me in a juice, but I don't want it in my water too. So I think that's the other piece between like the juicing or like, I guess it's juicing. Yes.
And then just having
water with extra stuff in it. And so I guess, it's one of those things around the summer. Excuse me, you all right?
Yeah, sinuses,
it
change of season.
Okay, so we'll talk about that in a second as we prepare for summer, since our show is all about summertime. But I think in terms of like hydration, when I think about hydration as I think about being healthier, how you hydrate matters. And what I'm experimenting with right now is like, what do I like other than the basic water? Because I can drink just water. I'm fine with it.
Okay.
But every now and again, it's like, I really only drink water. And now I drink black coffee. I need a little pep.
So you're looking for a treat, something different to mix it up.
To mix it up.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, all right, I'm very interested in what our followers come up with. And so make sure you let us know on Instagram, Giver of Awesomeness. Go ahead and find us. So other thing about summer, I was thinking about as you just sneezed and coughed, or a little bit of both. What was it?
It was mostly a cough.
It was a cough. Okay.
I think I just made the motion like I was sneezing because I was trying to cover it.
Okay. Is this change of seasons, right? So I have really bad allergies. That's why I'm glad when summer comes, because by then I'm usually on the other side of it.
Gotcha.
But some people have summertime allergies.
Yeah.
You said, yeah. Oh, you have summertime allergies?
I don't. I have allergies in a change of season. They do not stay for the season, but when seasons change, I have allergies just in the shifting. And then when it's decided that it's going to be summer, I'm fine. Even when it's spring, I am fine when it's full spring. But when it is toggling back and forth, my body is like, what? And I have allergies. It is just in the transitions of all seasons.
I was going to ask them all seasons?
All seasons.
So from summer to fall, you'll have allergies?
All seasons. Yep.
Even in the winter?
Yes, I do. I have they just come up. And then as soon as it's like, okay, we're going to be winter now, then I'm fine. Yeah.
Is it the same thing you think you're allergic to, or is it different?
I don't think it has anything to do with being allergic. I think that it is just because there are two things kind of like, I don't know, because there is a point where it truly feels like it's spring and summer. And whatever that is and whatever that creates is what I'm allergic to. Because I'm not allergic to.
You're allergic to the collide?
Yeah, the transition and whatever has to happen in the atmosphere, like pressures change, things change, and my body it's very reactive. Even my sleep is reactive in season changes.
Okay, so I need to know more about this. Say more. Like, I don't example. Or like, okay, so you finish that.
I'll be, I don't know. So when there's a change between, let's see, the biggest season that I notice it for my sleep, I think the transition between summer and fall is big for me with sleep, because it's big for me with mood as well. So I will say it's my body as a whole. Like allergies is just the thing that you can see and you can't deny. There are other things like my mood changes and lots of things change about me, and my sleep is disrupted. And I don't really know the science behind it, but I do know that it is consistent. And it's like clockwork every year. I have this shift. And then once the season has decided it is fully in, then I kind of like my body just acclimates, but the transitions are very noticeable in me.
Okay, so all right, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. We're gonna pay some bills. When we come back, I have lots of questions about this, and I'm sure our listeners do as well. So I'm gonna ask them because I am fascinated by this. Of course, I am. And we're gonna be right back with more. So you've been listening to the Awesomeness in Action show. I'm your host, Roshana Price.
Your co-host, Tasia Chantel.
We'll be right back after this.
Has fear and stress stopped you from pursuing your dreams? Does negativity keep you from living your life? Get the coaching and support you need to get to your next level with the giver of awesomeness, Roshana Price. Get started. Call 919-351-8668 or visit giverofawesomeness.com.
Welcome back to the Awesomeness in Action show. You've been listening to this show. It is brought to you by Erie Success. Erie Success is our corporate sponsor. To learn more about Erie Success, go to EYRIE-success.com. We're also sponsored by Davenport Event Management. If you have event planning needs or venue rental needs, go to davenporteventmgmt.com to learn more. All right, let's dive back in, Tasia, because before the break, you were saying summer happens, it comes, and well, really for you, between summer and fall is the biggest transition. So it starts as allergy symptoms like runny nose, headache, maybe some kind of sneezing or coughing, scratchy throat kind of stuff. But you also do have mood change and sleep. Your sleep is interrupted. So my first question is, what comes first? Is it these symptoms and you're like, oh, season's about to change, or does the season change and you start to change and you're like, oh, I'm about to be like, here it comes?
I don't think I anticipated. That's the funny thing. Like, I'm not like, oh, seasons are changing, prepare, like your body's going to shift. No, I think I'm in it. And then I'm like, oh, okay, seasons are changing. And here I am. Right. I think usually the first thing that happens is my sleep. And that goes unnoticed so much for me when I have disturbed sleep, because I'm usually already in a second thing that is being affected by not having good sleep, like my mood shifts. And then when my mood shifts, and then comes the allergy stuff. And then I think, oh, I just have a cold because I haven't been sleeping well. And so I've never took the time to pick it apart to see before I had never took it apart to see actually it started with my sleep was disturbed. Why was my sleep disturbed? Nothing was going on in my life, but it really is consistent with the seasons changing. And transitions are big for me. It is something that I work really hard on because it is not always smooth.
To transition well?
To transition well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I mean, it makes sense that, when I transition and I'm in this world and it's transitioning to a different season, that I feel it.
That you feel it. Okay, so it's like you notice it kind of after the symptoms are bad. If the symptoms aren't that bad, it's kind of like, and I don't want to say ignored. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but it's not as substantial enough for you to be like,
just push through it, right?
oh, okay.
Don't take a moment to pause to be like, okay, well,
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, that's here. Treat the symptom.
Right.
And move on. Don't investigate it.
Why it's there, all of
Take
that.
some Zyrtec, take some Avicon sinus, you can't sleep, chew a melatonin gummy, because that's not something I consistently do. I don't consistently take allergy medicine or sleep aid or anything. So when it pops up, I'm like, okay, this is just, I don't know what happened, but tonight I'll take this. And then I might not ever take it again for, months. So, it is a cycle, but I don't stay in it. So I haven't given it much space for it to make sense to me, for me to make connections, right? Like maybe there's something that I could do to prepare so that the symptoms don't show up, but I've never given it a lot of space in my mind to like even investigate it to see if it's something that I could actually tweak, that I didn't have to go through the transition and feel it so much. I just kind of power through it because I'm like, I got tools.
Right.
Sometimes you're like, oh, I don't want tools. I want healing.
Right. That's what I'm like, well, you just named like 4 different medications, like rattled them off, like they were nothing. And I was like, and maybe, I don't know, listeners out there, maybe it's different for you, but I don't take a lot of medications in general. Like I'm supposed to be taking a vitamin now, like right now, literally, I was like, oh, I haven't taken that thing in 2 days. A multivitamin. My doctor was like, you should just start taking a multivitamin. But I was like, well, my diet has more vegetables and fruit in it, so maybe it's not that I don't think I need it. It's just, let's make sure I'm doing all the things that I'm supposed to do, make the good choices, and then maybe I don't need that. And getting more sun, because really my vitamin D is low. That's why. I'm like, I gotta take a whole multivitamin because my vitamin D is low. I feel like that's a little off. But anyways, I digress.
It's all about choices.
It's all about choices.
It really is.
Yeah. So my point, is like, oh, right. Like, I guess if you aren't sleepy, then you would take a melatonin, right? And I have before, but I'm like, that thought process of I'm not doing something, so then there's something I can do to do the thing. From a medicine standpoint, that's not my first thought.
Well, I have a medical background, right? So we know that's why when you think about fruit, you go straight to, oh, let me think about what happens to fruit. Right. And I was like, I'm just thinking about eating it.
And I'm like,
right. And when I have a symptom, I'm like, okay, what do I have to treat that? Like, and I do try to go to the path, like the most natural path, but that is still in the form of either a supplement or a medication. It's not in a method or a strategy or in a lifestyle change. My first go-to is going to be some sort of supplement or medication because of my background, I believe, because that's just where I'm.
Right.
That's the world I've been in for so long.
Right.
So
yeah, as a nurse, right? Like as a nurse, you were like, I mean, I don't know.
Right. You come in, you got to call. Yeah. I mean, it's just part of the process.
Yeah, right. And I know some people studying to be nurses and all of that. And you learn, like you go into a room and you give out medication and you sign off and they take them and you leave and then you go to the next room and you give medication. So yeah, that's just a different thought process. I hadn't thought about that. So if you had a summer's nurse subscription, is that the word? Prescription.
Okay.
Not subscription. Well, that would be a magazine.
Right.
Different show. But if you were going to prescribe to listeners a summer, not from a medicine standpoint, but now that you know all the stuff you know about how you transition into summer, are there some things you're like, okay, be sure to do this as if you were going to prescribe?
It's a good question.
Right?
Oh, that is a good question.
So
I think for me, I'm just going to go off personal because I haven't prepared for this question, but this is just right. Like this is a natural. So when I think about myself and how I would prepare outside of medication, because I do have that, but I'm not going to give that to you. But for me, it is definitely focusing on my mindset would be the first thing, because for me, the mindset I have with the school year and fall and spring and winter when we're in school, there has to be a tweak for me for summer. Otherwise, my expectations are not met because it is a different season, right? And that means different routines and different, things. So the number one thing I would say is, even if you're looking forward to it, if you don't shift your mindset to like, okay, this is a different season, you could not enjoy it as much.
Yeah, that's true. You can miss it.
Yeah.
Or that's a good prescription. So mindset, anything else?
I think everything that I would say would fall into mindset, just on a more minute, detailed
More
level.
detail. Okay.
Yeah.
So high level mindset, make the shift, get to summer.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I asked the question to you and I was like, what would my answer be? I think this summer for me specifically, I would prescribe what I'm prescribing actually to myself is, because it is already very busy, I can see to December already. I could quickly be like, yeah, here's everything that's happening from now until that. I also am prescribing to be in the moment and to really be intentional in the moments because there is a lot happening. So that's the prescription of I'm going to be in the moment and not let the calendar rule what's happening and not happening when I can. Yeah.
That's good. That's a good one.
Yeah, because summer is or could be a time of pulling back a little bit and relaxing, and the weather is great, especially for all my northern friends listening, because that season can be so short. Winter can be
It feels kind of fleeting sometimes.
Yeah. And then in the South, the one thing that I do miss is that the seasons transition differently than in the North. Winter comes.
Right.
And it is
right. Here it's a lot of back and forth.
From summer to fall, the leaves really change in fall. Here they kind of you're like, oh, or you might look up and be like,
oh, they're changing. Actually, they're not. Actually,
but this,
right.
Versus fall, it's leaves are changing. It's cold.
Right. Yeah.
That kind of thing. So you can almost miss it.
Yeah.
Which is why you're I gotta make sure I know when I'm transitioning, because if not, it'll sneak up on you. That is so interesting. Well, I think for this summer, as we prepare to wrap up our show today, for everyone out there who's summer, what is it gonna be? My one reminder to you, and then Tasia will give her reminder, is it is a summer that you have to do with what you choose. And it is a choice. Yeah. So as I think about the 3 summers I have left with my Zion before he goes to college, and the 6 summers with Zoe, my Zoe, I'm ooh, I gotta make these summers count. And when you're first raising kids and you're oh, I got 18 years or however long, you're that seems like forever. You kind of take those summers for granted. And then when you're oh, wait a minute,
we're in single digits.
I mean, I'm less than a hand. That was
right.
And then the choice for summers,
as they get older, they might choose not to. You might actually not have 18 if when they're 16, they decide, actually, I want to spend the summer doing this. Right. So that is all. That's all it's real.
That would be my advice, is to be sure that you enjoy it and it's a choice that Yeah. What about you? Any final summer thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, I guess kind of the same thing, just really enjoy it, embrace it. And for me, to look at it this really is precious time, right? Because it is a time where if your kids go to traditional school and you work a traditional job, it is the most time that you have free, your children and yourself. And so I know a lot of times, when you have little kids, summers are hard because you're oh gosh, now I gotta, it feels more to you, but just kind of shifting your perspective on oh, this is a time where I get to be with them more than I'm not.
Right.
And that is precious, and that is a gift. And sometimes just framing it that way will help you be what you said, and just be present and enjoy it.
Yeah. Because it won't last. Yeah. Right. Even when people are this will last. No, it won't. Lies.
No. And even if it transitions and it turns into something that's just as great. It's
Right.
still a season that you will not get back. It will. So
Yeah, it won't last. So
Yeah.
to seize it, to enjoy it, to be
Yeah.
an every part of it. I'll be spending a lot of time as a passenger this summer while Zion learns to drive. So yeah. Here we go.
Here we go.
Yeah. So whatever ride you're getting ready to take this summer, enjoy it. And be sure to connect with us on Instagram at Giver of Awesomeness. Share with us what you're drinking, how you're hydrating yourself. So when I say drinking, I mean healthy drinks. If you do partake in alcoholic beverages, please do so responsibly. And let us know how else we can support you. If you have a business, if you are an author, a writer, if you have things that you would like to share, or if you want to be on our show, be sure to reach out to us on Instagram at Giver of Awesomeness. DM us, connect with us, let us know about your products and services so we can expand your audience. Until next week, continue to be blessed. Always remember, awesomeness is in you.
Rashana Price, the giver of awesomeness. Awesomeness is in you. Has fear and stress stopped you from pursuing your dreams? Does negativity keep you from living your life? Get the coaching and support you need to get to your next level with the giver of awesomeness, Rashana Price. Get started. Call 919-351-8668 or visit giverofawesomeness.com.
All praises to the Most High. I've been raising my vibration, yoga meditation, just sticking to the basics, living in the matrix. It's cynical and crazy, but I've been swimming in amazement, writing all these verses, reversing all my curses, walking in my purpose, doing it on purpose. I'm sure, I'm certain, I'm pure, not perfect. I rise in service of God, I'm a servant, take me high. All praises to the Most High. I've been hustling my whole life. I know the struggle, I know both sides. I'm at your neck like a bow tie. I don't know death, I'm pro-life. I cannot stress, I'm so love and so light and so bright. And me and God are so tight, the light of my life. I'm reaching new heights while I'm reciting my wife. I'm going bravely, ooh, I'm doing greatly. Life's amazing, I guess it is what you make it. This is prayer, this is affirmation. I've been healing, I've been feeling, I've been raising my vibration. I've been raising my vibration. I've been patient, I've been waiting. I've been patient, y'all. I've been raising my vibration. I've been healing, I've been praying. I've been raising my vibration. I've been patient, I've been waiting. I've been stacking, I've been saving, I've been healing, I've been praying, meditating. Affirmations, I've been raising my vibration. I've been hella patient, meditating, lighting, saging, elevating. That's amazing. Dedication, self-preservation. I'm a walking revelation for every agent in the matrix. I'm a king, I'm a lion, I'm a giant, I'm Messiah, I'm in Zion, I'm prolific, I'm so gifted. I see the vision in my third eye, it's so vivid. I've been raising my vibration. I've been patient, I've been waiting. I've been patient, y'all. I've been raising my vibration.
We will rebrand man and shape the future of humanity within the possibility of fatherhood. So our children can go farther, and our women can be supported as we move forward.
I've been raising my vibration.
Once neglected, now protected, most respected and reflected. Yeah, I've been raising my vibration, healing the hurt, doing the work, never revert. To whack vibes that came first. Peace in your mind, peace in your soul, peace in your home. Keeping it real enough to grow, that's how you'll know. You're raising your vibration, that's how you'll know. Yeah, you're raising your vibration. Transfigured.